Hi, my name is Courtney. Thank you for joining me for this 10-minute warm-up video. I hope you enjoy. This is open to anyone. The only thing that you need is a mat or maybe some space. You're gonna do a follow along with me today, so you're just gonna follow me. Let's just get right into it. What you're gonna do here, we're gonna start with a cat-cow. So we're gonna have our hands positioned underneath our shoulders and knees under our hips. And we're just gonna pull our back up and flatten it. After we finish that exercise, we're gonna go into what we call bird dog. You're gonna extend one arm long as you extend the other leg long as well. Those are our first two exercises. After that, I'm just gonna kind of run through everything. Again, you'll follow along. All right, so let's do this. Let's set up for a cat-cows. Let's start. You're just gonna pull your back up and flatten it. You're gonna exhale out as that back comes all the way up and round it, and then flatten it, pushing your hips back a bit, lowering your chest to the ground. Pull all the way up and then back. We're gonna do most of these stretches for about 30 seconds, right? And then breathe easy. Just a few more, and then we're gonna go into the bird dog and down. Now, let's go opposite arm, extends to the opposite leg. Same thing here, we'll do 30 seconds on each side. Exhale long, inhale short. I like to kind of stay relaxed at this point, so sometimes maybe it's best to keep the mouth closed, inhale and exhale through your nose. But do what works for you. It makes you feel good. You just want to warm that body up. Like I mentioned, this is really short, about 10 more seconds, 30 seconds on each side. This is a great core exercise as well. You can use this exercise in between your different moves. All right, let's go to the other side. So inhale here, exhale long. If you're having difficulty doing this one, just go slow, right? And maybe you just focus on just the breath or just the leg extension, arm extension. Just a few more, and then we'll go into some rotations, right? It's about a little over 15 seconds. Inhale, exhale. These exercises that you're gonna do today are all really good for your workouts, right? So you do right before your workouts. 3, 2, 1. So our next exercise, we're gonna be in a similar position. You're gonna sit back on your heels to start and get your forearms in. This is called lumbar lock rotation. And then we're gonna rotate all the way around. We'll do again 30 seconds on each side. All right, so let's set up. Here we go. We turn. I want you to follow your elbow with your eyes, exhaling as you go up, inhaling as you come down. Just really turn. It's called a lumbar lock rotation, one of my favorites to do. It really gets your thoracic spine open, and it keeps your lower back out of it. Just breathe easy. You have a few more, and then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. All right, last one up here, and come on down. And we're gonna turn. All right, so you're gonna big turn. And so if you're doing legs, if you're doing upper body, if again, you just wanna kind of move for 10 minutes, this is a great routine to kind of get into it. Hits every joint action in the body to make sure you're ready to perform. So inhale, exhale, keeping those hips down. Just a few more, about 10 seconds to go. And then we're gonna transition into our next move. Coming up in 2, 1, and time. Nice job. All right, so now we're gonna do clamshell. So you're gonna turn on your side. You're gonna have your knees on top of each other, feet on top of each other. I like to have my elbow right underneath my shoulder. And we're simply gonna open up our legs, maybe about 45-degree angle. We're not gonna go up too high. All right, so let's set it up and let's open. And just like I mentioned before, this warm-up is gonna be follow me. You're gonna follow along with me. And you're not gonna overthink it. I'll get into these positions, probably about 15 seconds of explaining, and then we'll go right into it. These clamshells are great. You're gonna turn on your glutes. So if you're doing some squats, if you're doing some running, even cycling is a great exercise to do to turn on those glutes. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, so I'm just gonna slide to the other side. We'll start, here we go. And clamshells, a lot of times when you see folks maybe do clamshells, they go up really high. Actually, when you go too high, you turn those glutes off, right? You just want to go right here, just kind of maybe a little bit over a quarter of the way up, and then come right back down. You should be feeling those glutes starting to burn a little bit. You could also do these guys with a band and make it more into a workout. But this is some great glute activation here. Let's breathe easy. You could also do these guys over and over, rounds after rounds, okay? So enough of that. Let's go to our hip bridges. We're gonna alternate with this one. So this is gonna be about 45 seconds. We'll start here, hips up, and then what we're gonna do is gonna pull the knee towards your chest, and you're gonna alternate. I like to keep my heels firm into the ground. So let's get started, hips up, and we're just gonna alternate, keeping the head down. You wanna keep your arms down, and you wanna drive your toes forward, right? Just breathe easy. This is one, like again, you can feel your glutes is driving them up. I like to kind of march and just kind of get the body moving a little bit more. Nothing wrong with doing a regular hip bridge where you go straight up and you go straight down, right? But those glutes are warmed up from those clamshells, so this gives you a little bit more action. Just a few more, about 5 seconds left to go. Breathe, 2, 1, and time. All right, so we're gonna stay where we are. We're gonna bird dog coming up. So you're gonna start with your legs there, arms here, head down, and this time we're gonna go opposite arm to the opposite leg out, and then you're gonna come back to start. So those are our bird dogs. So we're gonna stay on one side for 30 seconds. All right, team, here we go. 3, 2, 1, extend long. Now the key here is the lower back. You don't want that lower back arching. If you feel like you need to compensate a little bit, maybe you just go a little shallow, like there. You don't go all the way back. But if you feel good, you can keep your lower back, your hips on the ground, get full extension. You'll feel these in your abs a little bit, maybe in your thighs. Great way, again, to warm up the whole body. 2, 1, and time. All right, if you need 2 quick seconds, bring your legs down. Let's bring them right back up. Let's go to the other side. This is a little tricky one though. Sometimes when you're doing a bird dog, you need a second to kind of think about what you're doing. All right. But again, love this workout, or warm up, I should say. It just sets you up for success. If you're doing legs, upper body, maybe some cardio, any type of lifting, you kind of check in. You know, we're doing one side of the body, so sometimes you figure out, oh, this is tight. And 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, so now we're going to our 90-90s. Again, another one of my favorite moves. We're gonna position our feet 90 degrees, knees and ankles in one line, hands behind. You're gonna raise one leg up and then kind of rotate to the other side, okay? So let's get into it. This one, we're gonna do for 45 seconds because we're kind of alternating. So you lift up that knee and then just trace. I keep my hands behind, right? Try to maintain that ankle alignment with the knee. So I lift up here and then I turn, trying to maintain that angle again. So you lift, you should feel like your hips, checking on how your hips are doing. Are they tight? All right, you could go a little, I like to go slow. I don't like to go too fast on this. You can have your hands off the ground, but I really kind of love the hands behind. It lets me just control this motion. So you lift just a few more, 3, 2, 1. And those guys are your 90-90s. So our next move is pretty simple. This is our walkout. So you're just gonna simply stand up. You're gonna try to keep your legs as straight as you can. And you're gonna walk yourself out into a hand plank, and then you're gonna walk it all the way back up, okay? Pretty simple. Keep the core engaged when you're doing this one. Let's go ahead and walk out. Just breathe easy when you're doing it. So you're here, I'm into the plank. And if you watch my legs, I stay nice and straight. Check in on your form here. Sometimes when you're doing this, you tend to want to bend the knees, and that's okay. Sometimes, you know, that's what you got for the day, and that's okay. You're not doing it wrong, right? But these guys are really great for getting the backside of the body warmed up, all right? So this is why I love walkouts. Like if you're going to do a deadlift, great move to do, okay? All right, about 10 seconds to go. And then we're gonna go into our world's greatest stretch. Walk it back up. All right. So now you're gonna go into the same thing, walk out, and then my left foot is gonna come up, and I'm gonna replace it with I'll take my hand up and reach for the sky, and that's your world's greatest stretch. So let's do this. 45 seconds, just step to the other side. Take that hand up, reach to the sky. Now, if you notice my back leg is straight, I'm gonna keep that guy nice and straight. In your case, maybe you need to put that knee on the ground. There's nothing wrong with that. All right? Go side to side, reach. And this is a really good one because I find out of all the things we've done, this one gets everything moving. Heart rate up a little bit. Excellent warm-up move. World's greatest stretch. Almost there. 3, 2, 1 more on this side. 1, and time. Good. All right. I hope you enjoyed that 10-minute warm-up. See you next time.